Now, in asking you about head injuries, Chrysler's lawyer went over and banged his head on his flip chart. Do you know of any evidence that Remington's head hit anything inside that car?
No.
Do you have any idea why Mr. Bell would bang his head on his flip chart in front of the jury?
No.
Chrysler's lawyer asked you to assume that there was no yelling or screaming coming from Remington. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Now, what did the investigative report that you got say about whether Remington was screaming in this fire?
Per the law enforcement summary, Remington was screaming and yelling.
If there were some people on the scene of a crash who didn't hear screaming, does that mean that the people who did hear screaming must be lying?
No.
Why do you think Chrysler's lawyer would ask you to assume something that the evidence is not true? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Now, I want to return to the DAI stuff that Chrysler's lawyer asked you about. Have you seen any evidence that Emily Newsom, the driver of the Jeep, had DAI?
No.
Have you seen any evidence that Brian Harrell, the driver of the pickup truck, had DAI?
No.
Now, you examined Remington's brain, right?
That is correct.
I mean, you looked at it.
Yes.
Did you see any bleeding or any hemorrhaging or any evidence of DAI at all?
No. Not in the form of any hemorrhaging, no.
If Remington had been dead or unconscious from DAI, would there have been blood around the finger fracture like you talked about?
If he was dead, no.
If he had been dead from DAI, would you have seen carboxyhemoglobin readings of 6.8 and 7.1?
No, I would not.
If he'd been dead or unconscious from DAI, would you expect to have investigative findings like the ones we just talked about from the witnesses?
No.
If he had been dead or unconscious from DAI, would you expect to have Remington's body in a position that indicates purposeful movement, like trying to climb out of the car?
No.
In your opinion, did Remington have DAI?
No, he did not have him. Remington did not have DAI.